Check 1, 2.
It's all the same.
I hope there's sound in all of this, because if there isn't, it's gonna suck.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Alright,
It should be
there we go.
fine.
Welcome everybody to the Band
Hey.
Podcast, episode 21.
21.
All right,
Yep.
21 episodes of the Band Podcast, and this is the first podcast we're gonna be recording in year 3.
Yep. Season 3
Yeah.
of blluist.
Well,
Welcome, guys.
Welcome everybody. It's been a bit. I think we were really busy for May and
June,
yeah, so we
especially with the 2-year stream that we did, which we will talk about in a bit. But
so this will kind of be like 2 months in one.
yeah.
Kind of thing. So yeah, for people that don't know, this is a podcast where we do a monthly podcast where we just reflect on stuff that we normally don't talk about on stream.
Good things, bad things, what happened, what we did, things like that.
Yeah. And then we have questions from subs that we took that we'll do at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But first, it's kind of like what we thought, the stuff that we did, kind of reflecting on that, kind of an audio log of that. So yeah, what did we do? What did we do the last 2 months, Blue?
I guess we did our first like retro game, so
Right.
Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Also we actually played a lot of story games
Mm-hmm.
than usual. A lot of like, I guess the stereotypical like walking simulator with a lot of story kind of thing. Not too much action, but a lot of dialogue. Where I think it's very rare for us, because usually we play a lot of like RPG games or things that don't have, like, they would have like a chunk of like dialogue, but then there will be a lot of quiet parts where we could kind of talk over it, where we can comment about the game and whatnot. But this time, with a lot of story games, since there's so much dialogue in the game, it's I guess it's a little hard for us to talk while there's dialogue. So that was kind of new that we did. And then of course the BB stream.
Wait. Let's take this one step at a time. So how was Chrono Trigger?
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like, it was one game that I never got to play growing up. So I was especially since like that's something you grew up with, and I know you really, really liked, and all I heard about was this like amazing frog character that I had no idea about.
And now you're definitely in love with them. Gonna get that husbando pillow coming in right now, right, Blue?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Gonna get that for
Yeah.
your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I'll
thanks.
get you a frog suit and everything with a sword. Yeah.
I love you, baby. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
But seriously, like, it was, I think it was really scary for me to. It's such a like an old game that, and I don't really see you playing retro games, so I didn't know how it was gonna be for you, let alone to stream it.
Yeah.
Because it's like a heavily, everyone says it's a good game. Like, a lot, I've heard of it a lot. So there's gonna be a lot of fans. I was scared how you were gonna react when, kind of with that chat chemistry with the game. But it seemed like you were very.
Everyone
interested
was
in
super wholesome about it.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't get any kind of trolls. Like, nobody like spoiled the ending or anything for me. So.
The great thing about having like a tiny, like, small stream is that we don't have to deal with like the things that someone might have to deal with if they had like a very, very big crowd or stuff like that. And I
Yeah.
think even with our size, we have people that really care about us, and they want us to enjoy the game, which is really cool. So but yeah, the game I thought it was going to take a lot longer. It was a lot shorter than I remembered it from when I was a
When
kid.
you were little. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was
But
like,
it's not
oh
the
my
case
God.
with like a lot of games though, because a lot of times like I remember certain games to be super long, and it's like, oh, this is so long, I'm never gonna finish it. But then you replay it now, and it's like, wait, no, it's only like 6 hours,
Yeah.
which is crazy to think. But when you're little, I feel like it seems like such a long game because it takes hours, and you can't really play for too long at a time, right? When you're a kid, because your mom's always, I don't know about your parents, but my mom was always like, okay, you can only play for an hour.
But
Or
that's
like
never
30
an
minutes.
hour though,
Yeah.
right? It's like they tell you it's an hour, and then you end up playing until 6 a.m. without them
Yeah.
knowing.
Yeah.
And then you act like you woke up even though you stayed up all night, because your parents would destroy you if they found out you're playing games all night.
Yeah,
Right.
pretty much.
I always thought, like when I was playing the game this time, or watching you play the game this time, I was like, how the fuck did I know how to do any of this back then? Because there's almost like no hints for a lot of the
Yeah.
stuff.
A lot of it's like very guidebook heavy. Like, you need
That's
the
what,
guidebook.
yeah. You realize, oh yeah, I had a guidebook.
Yeah.
Like my brother's like half torn up guidebook while I was playing these games, which is like another thing where if you play a retro game, you gotta get ready for that, for those
Yeah.
moments.
They don't really hold your hand anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, back then they
Yeah.
didn't really hold your hand.
Which I don't miss. Some people might be like, hardcore People might be like, nowadays games just like hold their hands, but it's like I would want to know where I'm at least going, like, and then the exploration there. I don't want to, and I think I like that more. But at the time, and with the nostalgia factor completely there, I think it was really nice to kind of take that trip down again and kind of experience that. Because for me, Chrono Trigger was like, I watched my brother play it, but I didn't watch the full playthrough. And then so I would just take his SNES when he wasn't watching, and I would play on my own because there was decisions that I didn't agree with, or like his party, right? His party was accomplished trash in my mind, or something like that. And then I was like, I can't believe you took the frog out. Why are you even playing this game? Kind of thing. So and I was the younger brother. So
you got the controller that wasn't plugged in. Or like you're like, oh yeah, you can play with me, but it's actually a first person game.
Yeah, so then I thought Chrono Trigger was a couch co-op for the longest time. No, but it was definitely a really cool experience, and I'm really glad you liked it. That's like number one. Yeah, and also I really enjoyed it. For the stream too, like you mentioned, we've never played a retro game, as like a SNES retro game, right before. We played like remakes of games before, or we played like Final Fantasy 7, which is like the original one, which is definitely a retro game by today's standards. But I'm talking like SNES
not
retro,
like childhood SNES kind of thing, for sure.
And I know you don't really play those kind of games, so it was really just me being like, trust me, Blue, trust me, and if you don't like it, that's fine, but just give this one a shot, and I think people will like it too. So
because for my household, I was the older sister, but my parents were very strict about what we could play and what we couldn't. And so, and especially since like when we got SNES, we were too young to really get into like heavy RPGs. And so my parents got us like a lot of like very cute games. Like Bomberman was one that I was really into, but that's not an RPG. It's just you kind of play.
Still a good game. It's a really fun game.
Yeah, it's just like a family kind of game where you play with other people, like a multiplayer game. So I never really got into like retro RPGs, and so by the time I was old enough to really appreciate RPGs and really want to play, and it wasn't like my parents getting it for the both of us, and it was like actually my decision to buy something. It was Final Fantasy X, and so that's like, to me, 10 is my nostalgia factor. Because I had to skip 7 because we didn't have a PlayStation 1. We skipped from SNES to N64 to PS1. And so I have this like gap almost of games, like a lot of really good RPGs that I really missed playing because I went from N64 to Final Fantasy X. So
I went back, like a lot of the times I didn't play it timely just because like age-wise, right? So I went back, and in Japan they still have a lot of this, but they have that like secondhand store / video rental stores, which are still a thing here. And they're always like it's always like half and half. Half of the store is rental video, rental CDs. I know, rental CDs, but and also you have the section for video games that you can also sell video games. So when you're done with the game, people would just go sell video games there, and then like on your way out they try to trick you by getting another one or something like that. And and those places had a just really good selection of old games. And I remember at that time, the one time I just went in, and then that's when I bought Final Fantasy 7 and 9 at the same time. It was summer, and I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. And then I realized that one of these games takes so long that I could only finish 9 that summer. So I had to play 7 a different time. And it was like like the 4-disc situation.
Yeah, where you had to switch it out.
Yeah. So I experienced retro games. I was still a kid, but not like timely. And I think that's why. And just seeing my brother play these games growing up, I feel like that's kind of like where I found my love for that. And I still I just bought a PS2. I bought it broken, but so I had to like return it. But I just had this certain urge, a sudden urge to get a PS2 once I found my old games recently. And I just feel like it'd be cool to experience those kind of games, because you told me you didn't have a PS1 growing up, right?
Yeah, I had a PS2. So I didn't play any PS1 games.
Yeah, I mean PS2 is definitely like the one that I played the most too.
God tier, yeah.
Yeah, but PS1 games, I'm trying to like remember now, like the games that I used to play on PS1, and seeing if there's any like good catalog. Because looking for that PS2, I found that there's so many places that still sell them for super cheap, like PS2 and PS1 games. It's still out there. So if we get that opportunity, and we have that rig to be able to stream it too, so it'd be like fantastic if they could give me a working PS2. Okay.
Please, we just need it to work. That's all.
I got really cool controllers. I got the clear one.
Yeah, you got the clear ones.
And I got the clear blue one.
Yeah.
So
Good choices.
Yeah. Which I'm like, they don't really have. They did release like the clear controllers. So you got me the red one, I got you the blue one.
Yeah, for PS4.
But I feel like they don't really do that anymore. They used to have like so many colors.
Yeah, they did. I feel like it was like you were the cool kid if you had the clear Game Boy controllers. Yeah. So yeah.
The clear anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's Switch doing? When are the clear ones? When can we stop actually like taking that shit apart on our own,
and
like
doing it
sweating with our little like kits and making sure that the controllers don't work, and then you realize it drifts, and then you're like, oh man, I
fucked it up.
I can't do anything about it anymore. But yeah, anyways, so we did Chrono Trigger. What else did we do?
Yeah, so story games.
Story games, yeah.
And that's the reason why I want to talk about the story games is because, like I mentioned earlier, it's a little different where when we're streaming, we can't really talk because there's a lot of dialogue like the whole time, and so you have these like there are little pockets of like no dialogue, but it's so short that it's really hard to talk. Like you can't really talk to chat, you can't really talk to each other because there's so much dialogue that you have to listen to, and you kind of have to you have to focus on the game. Because it is a story game. And so if you miss like even a little bit, you don't know what's going on anymore. So that was kind of new. Because I mean, we have played story games before in the past, but not to this extent, I think. Not as much as we do now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so that's actually something I wanted to talk about later. But just kind of like, so we're in year 3, what do you want to do kind of thing. So I'll mention that later. Because I think we'll kind of review our last 2 years and then kind of get into the next, the third year type, like what we want to do for this year kind of thing. Because I think we have pretty clear goals. It took us longer to make these goals and find them than, but hopefully I'm really excited for this year because of that. Because we didn't have that for going in from the first year to the second year. We're still like kind of, it was just turbulence the whole time.
Yeah.
And
why don't we skip that and just, let's talk about BB then.
Okay.
Our 2 year.
Our 2 year.
So, how was it?
It was the longest.
Our first 20-hour stream?
Yeah, it was the longest.
Longer than last year.
I mean, it was a 20-hour stream, which was the longest. It didn't feel like the longest stream ever, and it's kind of. I can't be here sitting going, that was the best thing we've ever done, and I'm being dead ass honest. Is that I can't, and it breaks my heart to say that I can't be like something that because we were so excited about it.
We were, yeah.
And that was the problem.
Yeah.
The problem was that we wanted to do something, and we wanted to make sure that the people that are watching get what they want. So what we did was we prepared ourselves, and that fucked us up.
Yeah.
Is what I think. Because
I think so too.
At that point, and okay, the reason why I'm not 100% satisfied with that 2 year, and that, okay, so I'm talking about what we did. I appreciate everybody that was there. I appreciate all like the chat that was there, and the way it went down was the best way it could have gone down.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In terms of the people showing up the support, like you guys killed it. So everyone that came out to that, people that couldn't come out to that, we're sorry that it didn't work out for you, but it was still a hype ass stream. Like I'm not saying that, and I'm really proud that we got through that 20 hours and getting to that 20-hour mark. And I think I slept a total of 1 hour through the stream, and I woke up at 8 that morning, so I was going like way over 24 hours of no sleep, and you couldn't sleep either.
Yeah.
So
I woke up at like 10. And I got an hour of sleep, so at least I got like 2 hours more than you.
But the point is that we did a stream that long, and I was fine. Yeah. Like, which showed that we've kind of built up this kind of like tolerance, because we've been streaming for 6 hours now, and we go like 6-7 hours, 8 hours sometimes, and I think it's built up that kind of we don't get tired after 3 hours anymore, which is great. And I felt that, and everybody that came out, it was really hype. I really enjoyed it. We made sure when we first announced it or planned this, we were here sitting watching something, and I was like, what do you want to do for the 2-year? And you were just like, you were talking about stuff, and I was thinking like, it'd be cool if we can get some like feels cozy guests that we had before, and then have them call in and stuff like that. Like, that's a lot of scheduling, we don't have that many guests to go through, blah blah blah. And then I was like, I want to do something really long, but I don't want it to be I don't want it to just be like a mishmash of crap. I want it to be focused. I want it to be something that we work hard, and I want it to be painful for us. and
yeah.
You remember I said that. I said it's got to be something, and when I mean painful, I mean it's got to be something we work hard at.
Yeah.
Because that to me is my favorite kind of stream, and I'll talk about that later. But what I think a good stream is, but
and I think especially since last year when we did the 12-year.
The 12-year stream.
I keep saying 12-year. I meant 12-hour stream.
That was a long stream.
Back
in my day.
Oh God, shut up. All right, so the thing with the 12-hour stream that we did last year was like we broke it up and we played like several different games, and then we went outside and stuff, and then like I think that kind of fucked us up because we were so scattered with everything. We played multiple things and we went outside, and I think that made us more tired than this year, I guess. And that's why I thought that's why I agreed that probably better if we find something that we can really focus at, and we can spend a lot of time into, and it's not like this weird schedule where we're like, okay, 2 hours we do this, 2 hours we do this kind of thing. And yeah, so that's why I said, why not just let's play Bloodborne from start to finish.
Yeah, and when you thought of that idea, I was like, that's a brilliant idea. And we'll be able to do it. And then we started thinking of when we're gonna do it, what gives us time with my work schedule, then it's good enough to be an actual celebration. Yeah. And we thought of the weekend. We gave us 48 hours. And when we said it, we said, the time limit is 48 hours. Yeah. Right. In our minds, we didn't know how long it was going to take, but we knew it wasn't going to take 48 hours if we were prepared. Yeah. Right. So we thought of it. We sat down and said, okay, let's play Bloodborne. Yeah. Let's play Bloodborne and see how long it takes. And when we did it, it took us a lot longer. Way longer than what happened on stream. Yeah. And we took breaks in between and stuff like that, so it probably was longer. But I don't think it was not 48 hours. But what happened was we realized how to beat the bosses. Yeah, and so it became easier when we actually streamed it. And the memory was fresh because we just did it. So it was still 20 hours, which is still what we're proud about. And we got to spend time for 20 hours. And for some people, I think, maybe they really, for some people, they really enjoyed that stream. And I'm like, and I enjoyed that too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that was a bad stream, but as the content creators, what I envisioned that stream to be
was a little different than what it was.
Was a little different. I wanted to. We could have added shit last minute as we went to make it harder, but I knew that would just, that would take away from the main goal. For example, we could have done chalice dungeons, or we could have added stuff that wasn't in the initial challenge. But I believe that once you start losing focus, it's just a negative spiral. And then in my head, I knew it was going to end up not being able to finish the challenge anyways, and we would just lose direction. Yeah. Because we worked on this one direction, we're going there, and that's what we've been planning to do. So. And there was people that were playing Bloodborne with us, which was the best thing. It was fucking rad. I loved that, and it was really fun to do that. But I thought there were moments where I guess I can talk about it. But after the stream, because this is really behind the scenes stuff. Do you remember the first thing that I said once we ended stream? I said I'm sorry to you.
Yeah, you apologized.
I was so bummed out I was so fucking frustrated at the fact, and this is not to flex in any way, and I think it's pretty obvious that I'm coming from a very sincere place. You know, I'm not flexing on it or anything. Was the fact that I beat Ludwig in three tries was probably, to me, like, holy crap. And then as soon as that happened, you remember, or people that were there probably remember, I went to go sleep.
Yeah.
I wasn't sleepy. I just had to take a break because I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. I just took like one of the best parts, but like one of like the coolest moments where I could have tried really, really hard to like kind of overcome this boss. And then with luck, of course, it wasn't pure skill. I think it was like with luck, good timing, and you know, bosses always have that RNG factor, so maybe some of the moves just worked out. Like, and the fact that I did beat Ludwig before created this moment where, holy shit, DLC, oh, it's over. And then what we have to do after that is living failures.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it just like, and I wasn't gonna be there losing on purpose. That was the last thing that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to do living failures.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I can't, holy crap. I this is terrible. It was the most like anticlimactic thing for like one of the coolest bosses. And like as, I think it's, and I don't think it's good to script stuff, but I think what I wanted to do was to bring out the Cuphead in us. Because that Cuphead streams were like, we were really, it was a first playthrough. That's what I learned. We should do this with a blind playthrough for a game. So it takes us way longer.
For sure.
And I wanted that. I love that stream. That was probably my favorite stream that we've done.
Cuphead stream?
The Cuphead streams where we're just working really hard, we're focused, and we're overcoming, and everyone's like, let's go, let's go. And then once you hit a boss, you know, the excitement is so real, it's so pure, and to me, that's what I wanted to do. The rush that I had from playing Cuphead is what I wanted to recreate, but with extreme exhaustion, and I wanted to see, by doing it all in one run, how it was gonna feel.
Yeah.
And what kind of person we were gonna be documented as when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't even know, because we've never even done that.
Yeah. That was the first time.
Yeah, I wanted to document that and see that, and I thought that kind of way is, I think I wanted to work hard for that, right? So when that happened with Ludwig, I was like, oh crap. And then you started doing Maria.
Yeah.
And you couldn't beat her at all. And then I was like, this is great, because it's kind of like this, especially for the blluist community,
mm-hmm.
you know, the people that were here from the beginning, it's a very iconic fight.
It is, yeah.
And if you one-shotted that, I was like, oh, this is really bad. Like this, you know. So I really, really liked the struggle there. And then there was this comedic moment where he took a nap.
And then I beat it first try.
Which was like, in that sense, that was kind of cool that happened. It was very like anime of you to do that.
Yeah, it was.
And then and then it kind of picked up there because I was able to do Lawrence. Yeah. And I love that boss, and that boss is really difficult for me. And so I took a long time fighting that boss. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I'm really glad that rush was there that I couldn't get with that lucky run, kind of lucky run with Ludwig. Right, that's like the last thing you want. Yeah. In like a pure fun, that's worse than not being able to beat the boss for a long time. In my opinion, on the stream, is to luckily beat something, right? And that's why I thought this time the coast fight was also very important, because it was obviously a lucky shot. That
the first time I did it.
Yeah, and that's obvious, right? Yeah. That's obvious. That's the meme. But it was really important for me for you to kind of like go through that, because I think you would get a rush that nobody else would.
Yeah, for sure.
Or other people that never did that could experience. Right. So, and I think you did.
I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think fair and square, you beat Coast. It was such a cool way to end it. And then, so there was like these really cool moments, and then there's like little moments like that I just mentioned that happened a lot. So it's really weird when I'm struggling on a boss, and I'm not losing on purpose or anything like that. I'm getting the rush.
Oh yeah,
as a streamer.
Because especially since it's like the struggle, and everyone's going through it with you. Yeah. So it's not like it's like this like a slow, I guess, roller coaster effect kind of thing, where you're like you're building up and up and up, and then once you beat it, it's like this rush that you get of like going, down on that roller coaster kind of thing. But if you beat it really quickly, then you don't have that. You just kind of end it here.
Yeah.
And then it's just like a speed bump basically.
Exactly. And and I get so into games, and I was telling you that's why I don't really like streaming games, is that I get too into it that I can't see chat, and then you told me that's actually a strength.
Yeah.
Like that's actually something people want to see. If you can somehow direct your direction, your eyes to chat once in a while, people actually want to see that they would rather see somebody into a game than somebody that's breezing through a game.
Yeah.
Right. And I believe that, and those are the kind of streams we watch.
And also because like that's kind of what happens with when we're playing Last of Us 2. That's what we're playing right now. And I'm so focused on the game that I can barely reach out. Yeah. And I notice that you're talking like 99% of the time. Because I can't. That's the thing. Is like the thing about a lot of these games recently or nowadays is like it's so action packed that there's something always going on. And it's so hard to just look away and look in chat for even like, maybe there's like a quiet moment every like hour or so, but that's like every hour or so. Yeah. The whole other time you're gonna have to look at the game. But the thing is, like, that's why we stream together. Yeah. So if you are too focused on the game, I can talk to chat, and I think that's what people want to see, and that's why people want to see a solo Gray stream too. Right?
Yeah, and I think that's something that I really want to. I used to do that a little bit, like sometimes on the blluist 2 channel that doesn't exist anymore, but we don't really use anymore. Yeah. But I think it'd be fun to do that. And I think I'm just gonna go skip ahead and kind of bring it back to that story game thing. Is that this year, that's kind of the direction I want to go into, and that's the direction that we found. Is that, people always ask, what's they always ask, what makes you blluist? Right. Yeah. And that's a question I still can't answer with a very kind of like just one sentence yet. Yeah. But
I don't think it's a bad thing if we can't.
Yeah. Exactly. I think we're still finding that out.
Yeah.
But I know what I want to be, and I have like a very clear image now of what kind of streamer I want to be, and I realize that it's streaming now, or with so many streamers, the hardest like most unlucky, I'll put it that way, the most unlucky, unfortunate thing you can have as a streamer is to be like just a little above average at gaming. Like, you're not bad,
but you're not good either,
but you're not pro.
Yeah.
And I think a huge chunk of people are in that category. Yeah. Right. And I'm not saying those people can't make good content. Of course not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, because we're not in there, we're like below average, and I can't believe what a strength that is.
I know.
Because that means that to do something that everyone, if you've already played the game, to achieve that, it takes so much more effort for us to do it.
Yeah.
Which gives us, and we know that, of course, and it's such a strength for us. And I don't know if I should be talking about this in public, because this is something that is very like our psyche of our stream psyche, that I don't know if it's a good thing to talk about it, but I mean, this is the band podcast, I want to be honest. So but it's such a strength that we can get into something that somebody might be able to just breeze through.
Yeah.
And I see a lot, I watch a lot of streamers that they're like really good at the game, but they're not like pro level, but they're really good at the game. And I think it must be harder. They'll get used to it and make content their own way, but I will not be able to. I could not make content out of that the way I've been getting used to making content on blluist and the way we stream. And so I just think it's such, maybe it's just like a very like, I'm brainwashing myself to think positively about being bad at games, but I to me, I can't, and I end up enjoying streamers like that, like Japanese streamers that are like that. And it's just like, I would rather be super into something that maybe it took someone 2 tries, but it takes me 10 tries to do it. But like every time I'm just so into it, and it's not that I'm mad, right? People that watch me stream,
you're really determined.
yeah,
That's what it
like
is,
it's like life or death situation, and it's how much a streamer can get into that, because no one really cares, right? No one really cares if you're good or bad. Yeah, they'll meme on you, maybe a little pepe this here and there.
Some people do care, and that's why. But those people aren't. They don't watch us because
Yeah,
they're not
exactly.
there
Yeah.
because we're good at games. Because if you guys were, then you guys wouldn't be here.
So I'm talking.
yeah.
So I'm talking about people that watch us. They don't mind that. They don't mind the
Yeah.
skill set. They'll meme on us about it, but that's not why. That's not why they're here. Like you
Yeah.
said, if anything, they want to see that. They want to see that.
Yeah, they want to see us succeed.
Right? And I want to see myself beat this boss too, more than
Yeah.
anybody else in chat. Like I want to do it. Like, and then I want to do it. I want
Yeah.
to. And that's, and if it's like Cuphead, I want us to do it. I want us to overcome this huge hill. And the harder it is for us, the better. And that's kind of the direction I want to take blluist in, is what I talked to you about. And then you agreed, and then you said, like maybe we should do more like, story games, or like things that isn't always just chatting for us.
Yeah.
Anybody is allowed to talk about completely irrelevant stuff. We're totally okay with that. We would never ever limit anybody from saying some off-topic comment about anything, unless it's against TOS or something super rude, or if it's a troll.
The usual stuff.
But if it's some, people are more than welcome to use the chat as anything that they want. Talk about anything that they want, with like what they did in test or whatever like that. But there are going to be more times than there was in the last 2 years where we don't pick that up, because
We do want to. I think, yeah, because what we were talking about is how we do want to focus more on the games, because I think that is something, and we do. I think that's what. Yeah, because one of the things that we realize is because like the person who's not playing the game, which most of the time it would be Gray, would be reading, would have to pick up, so like not have to, but like would be reading so
that's
much
just
as
what
chat.
I like to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to stop myself from doing that, because
I have to like, we have to actually talk about it and be like, you need to stop reading chat because you don't know what's going on in the game.
Yeah, that's what I realized. Like, I realized that I didn't know the story to probably 90% of the games that I didn't play on stream.
Yeah, because like the past 2 years, most of the games that we played, you probably don't know the story to like any of them.
I really don't, and it sucked, because I realized that our content is better when we're both into the story, when we're into the characters. So a lot of the chat that we've been picking up is either memes and stuff, and it's not all the time. It's not all the time. There's no strict rules. We're humans. We'll pick up something that's funny here and there.
Yeah, of course.
But we're focused on things that are about the game, and
We're trying to make it so it seems like maybe only one person has the controller, but we want to do it in a way where it seems like we're both playing it.
Yeah.
So even if I have the controller, Gray can at least can sit there and watch and be so focused to the point where it feels like he's playing it as well, kind of thing. And I think that's the direction we want to take it this year, and especially since
But that also that doesn't mean that we don't like talking to everyone. That's why we have those lunch and dinner breaks where that's like where we can actually unleash. Last time when we did Last of Us, I just kind of like, like if I was a balloon, I just like needled myself, like let all the air out, and then I got into that just chatting mode. It was just so nice to do that. It's not stressful to be in the game, but it's definitely like I'm in the game.
Yeah.
So I think it would be a cool balance if we use those lunch breaks or dinner breaks to just really talk about anything. And like I said, just because we don't read it, it has nothing to do with us. It doesn't mean that we don't appreciate it, or like
we don't want to. It doesn't mean we don't want you guys to talk about it or anything.
Yeah.
Like, most of the time we do see it. And if you guys if you as a community members, like since you guys are very close to each other, like you guys are more than welcome to talk about like something
whatever
completely different.
Yeah.
To each other and whatnot. It just more, we are trying to not pick it up as much now, just because we do want to focus on the game.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things I personally want to do is get to the point where Gray can really focus on the game, and where I can talk to him about the game while we're playing, because there will be times when in the last 2 years, there would be time where I'd be like, hey, what do you think I should do? And you'd be like, wait, what? Because you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I would have no idea.
Yeah, so it would be nice if I could just be like, hey, like, can you help me? Like, wait, what was that? What was I
Yeah.
supposed to do, kind of thing? And you'd be able to be like, oh yeah, go here, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
And so there would be a lot more like banter about the games, not banter about what Gray's talking about, or like me commenting about what Gray and chat's talking about. So
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing that I do want to do, is I want more banter between us about the game that we're currently playing,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I agree.
So,
The last 2 years have been we're trying to figure out what a streamer is, and I think there's so many different types of streamers. There's so many different ways of doing this whole thing. We didn't really know, but I think now we actually have a type of streamer we want to be, we know we like, and we're actually going into that direction and kind of start to finally. So the first 2 years is finding it out, and then for us, now that we have, they might change, but we got something that's kind of pretty solidified in our minds. So we want to start growing as that streamer now. Is kind of like where I want to take the third year, and I think it's just slowly gonna grow, and it's been doing us good too. Like it seems like people enjoy that.
Yeah.
It seems like it's not like that second year where we're like, wow, everything we do, it seems like we're losing people that are watching us, and it would be very naive to think that didn't bother us. So everybody that was here during that 2 year, like the end of 2 year podcast, like where we were mentally, right? And then this year has just been like, we have this switch, and we started changing our schedules. We stream longer now, and I was just telling Blue, like, hey, remember we used to stream for 3 hours and we used to be like tired?
Yeah.
And I realized the answer is, I think I like streaming more than I did before, and that's why it's not a problem. The tolerance thing that I mentioned at the beginning, I kind of like, I don't even know if I believe that. I think it's more that I just genuinely like streaming more, and it's more I feel like it gives me more inspiration. Like I was very lost, especially because I didn't play the game for the last 2 years. So but now I feel like there's a direction, it's inspiration. I'm working hard for this certain direction that I want to go in, and I think that's going to be helping us in the third year.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I think, but yeah, and that being said, like, this last 2 years has been freaking awesome. Like, I wouldn't be here. I was just talking to somebody about the stream and stuff, and how it's so foreign to them, this whole idea of, they still probably think I'm on YouTube, but
or Twitter.
Yeah, or Twitter, like my mom. But yeah. Anyways, we talked a lot. Sorry, I talked a lot. There's a lot that was on my mind.
No worries.
I can probably go on for,
Yeah, we could go on forever, but
because we pretty much summed up our like, because we have the conclusion of the 2 years. Yeah. Like we talk, and it takes weeks and weeks of accumulating information and discussion, and I try to put that into like, I don't know, maybe like 20 minutes. So I'm missing out a lot of parts, but that's the general gist. But yeah, so we got some questions from subs, right? Or are we talking about something else before?
I was just gonna mention that another thing we did was PC stuff. So we'll be getting our new PC soon.
Oh yeah. We got that.
That's a big thing.
It was really hard to find the timing when to start that donation goal of the new PC, because there was a lot of things that we couldn't do, because we could only play like cross-platform games together, and like unless
a lot
it was
of games that we couldn't play together. A lot of multiplayer games that we were really interested in, but then we would look it up and it's like, oh no, it's only available online on PC. So,
and it's just like the power of the community, man. Like to be able to do that and have the community love us enough to say, hey, go build yourself a PC, it blew my mind. I wasn't even there when that like crazy donation train thing happened. Yeah, I was at work, but it blows my mind, man. It's those kind of things that are just so unreal to us. We're gonna definitely pay it back to everybody by putting out the best content we can. That gives us the ability to be more creative, do more creative things. So thank you guys so much, and we will pay you guys back 100%. So
We already have a few plans.
oh yeah,
so.
for sure. So thank you guys so much for that. It's all you guys. That's not us. That's all you guys.
That's all you guys, yeah.
So, thank you guys so much. Oh, and all the piece parts are almost all here.
They're almost all here.
Yeah,
We're just
all
missing
here.
two pieces.
So yeah, get ready for that PC build stream. Some people might be listening to this after the PC build stream. How was it? Did we succeed?
But hopefully, we do want to plan it sometime in July if possible. So hopefully in July.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to questions.
Sub questions. Let's go. On Discord.
Yep. All right. So first question.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Is what is your next goal for streaming?
Oh.
What do you want to achieve?
I guess we kind
We
of
kind of talked about it.
Who asked the question?
Odie. That's from
Odie. What do we want to achieve? I mean, we talked about like what
How we want to, I guess, play on stream. And whatnot,
specific. You have a specific goal?
No, honestly, it's just trying to, I guess, transition from picking up all the chat to focusing more on the game. That's probably the biggest thing. Because it is kind of lonely playing video games by myself when you're right next to me. And it's more like I want to play more with you, not by myself with you on the side kind of thing, if that makes sense. So that's probably the biggest thing. Because there's times when I'm playing the game and I want to react to something and I want to see how you would, or what you think, but you wouldn't know what's going on. And so I do want to try and, I guess not do that, or no, I guess like sway away from that as much as possible kind of thing. So
Okay.
that's probably my biggest thing.
I want to create more situations where we both have the brain juice flow through our bodies, because that's the best feeling ever. Like, I'm not kidding. I say that, like I say it like a meme, but it's real. And
I mean, Elden Ring and Demon Souls coming out, so we can do something with that.
And to be able to, like, you can do that on your own, like when you're playing a game, but nothing beats the brain juice flow when you can share it with other people and you're streaming it. Nothing beats that. So I want to recreate those moments more and more.
Next question is, will you ever play DS2? It's from Ace.
I mean, you played all the played all the DSs besides Demon Souls and DS2.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll eventually play it. I do want to be able to say like, hey, I've played all of FromSoft. So
I feel like it's definitely in our trajectory,
we'll
right? Yeah.
All right. So this is from Tangled. It says, did you ever think you would make it this far in 2 years, and how much further do you think you will go?
How far? I think we don't really know how far we've come in 2 years. I mean, it's kind of hard to put that into perspective, because we're still, in our minds, we're still like bottom of the bottom of the bottom, grinding hard.
Yeah.
Like we haven't, we're still going hard. I don't know.
Like we've mentioned before, we think partner is the starting line, and we're not even there yet.
Yeah, we're trying to get the ticket. Like we're just like, just give it to us so we can do cool shit. Like, I mean, not that you can only do cool stuff with partner, but it opens
up a lot of doors. So,
and we've heard a lot from a lot of experiences and people that are partners that it does open a lot of doors, and the way some people see you and stuff like that, just like with jobs related to content creation, and stuff like that. So, I mean, in the sense that we would have any community at all, same as first year, second year, now with the third year, absolutely not. It's crazy that we just put on that webcam and we have people that want to hang out with us. Yeah. Insane. We didn't, and that's, it's unexplainable too.
Yeah, it is. I don't know why or how that happened.
I can't explain it, and it sucks. Because I want to be able to explain that, but that
able to say like, this is what you have to do to get to here.
Yeah.
But we can't.
And it's because like that's so frustrating. But when we talk about it, it's not frustrating that we got that. It's frustrating that I can't explain it, because a lot of the times people would just be like, I was going through Just Chatting and I found you guys, or I was going through 14 and I found you guys. So it's it just blows my mind how we got that. And that first boost, that mini boost that we got, it's that snowball effect. Very slow, but snowball effect to, you know, the ups and downs, but still,
Yeah.
in total, it was definitely that. So, to even have 10 people to care about us and watch us, it's incredible, and it unbelievable actually that people want to hang out with us, and hang out with you when you're off stream and stuff. I mean, when I can't be on stream, but in that sense, yes. But anything after that, I feel the same, in the same that I'm still going hard, and
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't come off like I'm undermining all the, you know, the hard work that other people put in or that we put in, because I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying, mentality wise, it really hasn't changed. As
I think we're working even harder than we did before.
Oh, yeah,
I think.
yeah.
So, yeah.
and how far
I think it's just starting.
yeah, and how far Tangled second part of the question was, what was it? It was how far do we?
This is how much further do you think you will go? And that just kind of depends. That depends on where we are, I guess, in the future, where Twitch is in the future, and whatnot. I mean, I don't know. We might go somewhere else if something happens to Switch, or we might move on to another project if this isn't something we're interested in anymore. We're not really sure, to be completely honest. We're not really trying to make too like concrete of plans. Just kind of I mean, we enjoy what we're doing now, so we'll see how long we can go with this kind of thing.
We have a lot of good ideas, or what I think we have, what I think are good ideas, really creative things that we want to do. So whether or not it doesn't pan out where those are, everyone likes them, I want to get to a point where I can actually do those. And then once I get those done, wherever we are when that happens, good. If it doesn't work out, hey, at least we did it. I want to be able to say we did it. That's why you'll see a lot of blluist do some weird ass shit here there that are like, why would you guys do this? Or like, what's the point of that? Or I don't agree with this. And that's because I would always rather say I did it than I didn't. Even if it just seems like a terrible idea going in, I'm always going to give it a shot, because, and I'm not betting on maybe it'll work, because I know that it probably won't, and it's not, it's more of when it goes bad, I want to see exactly how people react, how I will react, and how we build from that. So, because mistakes are more similar than people think. And to be able to know when to recover from these mistakes, where to put the bandages, at what timing, and how long it takes for something like that to heal, is way more important than hopping on rocks, luckily not falling into the water, is what I believe. So I want to, and if it's interesting to me, then I'll do it. And I'll like throw it into,
So I don't think,
I'll just ask you and be like, can you think we can do this? And if you say like that's like a terrible idea because this, and if it's logistically impossible, then I'll be like, okay, I understand.
because I think like even if it's a, I guess technically bad idea, it's not something, I don't think it's a waste of time, because there's always something you can learn from it. So might as well try it, because I mean, saying like, oh, I mean, we thought it might not work isn't really very, it's not convincing, because you don't know, because you didn't try. So at least we can be like, hey, we tried, it didn't work. So it's more concrete than thinking maybe, or thinking, oh, it probably won't. So,
and if people are trying to do something that's kind of like similar to what we're doing, like whether it be streaming or whatnot, it's a great opportunity for people to be like, okay, don't do that, to not do like Blue and Gray did for this part, because I would have loved that kind of situation where I could be like one-on-one close to a situation where something goes down. I could be there and learn from it, because we just didn't have anyone around. We just kind of started doing our shit, so it's a good opportunity to learn from our mistakes, our successes, if there are any coming up for us. I think it's a good there's only positives. So whatever it takes us, we'll keep doing crazy shit. Hopefully it doesn't offend it. You know, we don't do like offensive stuff, hopefully, but
it's just more like, we try to twist everything. Basically, we want to try and we want to try and do things where it's not just like, oh, I could do that. More like, wait, why did they decide to do this weird thing?
Yeah.
Or like,
Or,
why did they decide to split control Sekiro? Like, why?
The best
Kinda thing.
the best
So.
thing that I want people to think is, oh, why didn't I think of that? Like
Yeah.
something that's like really simple, but it's just like a little twist. That's like, I don't know, we haven't been able to like really nail that one down. I think that's just like a long-term goal, but like that being in that mindset kind of puts us differently. And I think, for example, like our designs and stuff, if you look recently, a lot of it is handwritten, and it's because I'm addicted to Blue's iPad. But it's also just a different kind of, it's more raw, and I think that's more Blueist.
Mm-hmm.
To have something that we did, and that's a really big, I talked about the profile picture before, but our profile picture is by you.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is like handmade, and
yeah.
I really like that. I really, really like that.
All right. This question's from Derp. Is favorite parts of season 2?
Favorite parts of season 2? Oh man, the changing our schedule. Season 2.
My God,
second half of season 2.
Changing schedule was probably the best thing we ever did.
Mid-season, it was through it. We started this year, and in January we new schedule. Best thing we've ever done ever on this channel was change your schedule, do the 6 hours. It made me love streaming more than ever. I owe it to that schedule, and I owe it to the people that showed up to that schedule and actually, that's our second time we changed our schedule.
Yeah.
And for people to actually kind of, keep up with that, I guess, and just like actually be okay with that, us changing schedules. And we were very scared to change it in the beginning, but
realistically, we'll probably change it again in the future.
It could happen.
We don't know, but I'm glad we did this time. I mean,
and we've been doing it for what, 6 months now, 7 months.
Yeah.
And I have no complaints about the schedule. So
yeah. All right. This one is a question from.
Wait. How about you? Is there other moments?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just kind of agreed because that's like the biggest thing. I
mean, I guess that's not really a moment, huh?
Yeah.
That's just something that we did. Cuphead. Cuphead is definitely my favorite moment of game-wise. I think for me, Cuphead was really, really fun.
For me, it was probably split control Sekiro. I really enjoyed that, and I want to do more.
Yeah.
I just can't find a game where we could do that.
Yeah.
So one of these days, we'll find one that we can do split control. Because I really had fun with that one.
Yeah.
Because it was a different kind of challenge that we usually don't face.
Yeah.
Playing by yourself. So
I think it's the things that, and those two things are us again showing, and playing Cuphead is nowhere original or anything like that, but it's very new for our channel.
Yeah.
That was something that we tried that was very different for our channel, and I ended up really, really enjoying it, and those were freaking amazing moments.
Okay. So this one's from Junior.
Yeah.
Says 2 questions. What are your guys' favorite moment on stream this year? Well, I guess we answered that one already. But what was the hardest part of the recent BB stream except the lack of sleep?
For me, Blood Ring. Difficult wise, but best moment for me personally, Lawrence.
Yeah.
I had so much fun playing Lawrence. That was probably, most because I was really tired. Like my brain was like fried, but I was still going at it, and I was like talking to myself. If you watch the VOD, it seems like there's another streamer here, and I'm talking to them, but I'm just talking to myself. Like I'm like losing my mind, and that I love being in that moment, and being able to share that. So that was probably the hardest and my favorite moment.
What did I have trouble with? There was one boss in the base game that I had a lot of trouble with.
Amelia?
Was it Amelia?
That was like the very beginning. It was like...
Yeah. I thought there was someone else I had trouble with.
First...
Oh.
Base game?
What's her name? Abriatis?
Did you have that much trouble with... Wait, did I go to sleep when you were...
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a little bit of trouble with that one. And it took me a bit to kind of get used to it. And so it was a little frustrating because it's like, it was just a lot of, I don't know. I guess it was a lot different than I was expecting. Especially since like when we practiced, we used Holy Sword, Ludwig's Holy Sword. So it was like I had to kind of switch it up a little bit because we were playing with Claw Cleaver and had to be a lot closer. So there were times I wouldn't hit her. So I remember being really frustrated because it's like, wait, how do I play this? I didn't practice it this way kind of thing, which I guess in a way it was a good thing. It was a little bit like I had to actually like think about what I had to do. But yeah. And that in combating sleepiness, because for Maria, I was very, very tired. And I noticed myself reacting to things after I would react to her attacking me after she attacked me.
I remember.
And it was like this frustration of like seeing myself react to it after she attacked me. And it's like, okay, obviously my brain is so fried to the point where I can't see everything. Like I can't, like I should know all these attacks of hers. And yet I can't react to it.
People in chat were like, okay, Blue, you're not reacting the way you are normally. Yeah. Maybe you should get some sleep. Like, yeah. I think this is your cue. And I was like, yeah, you're right, Blue? And like, yeah, I need some sleep. And I was like, okay.
Especially that was probably the biggest thing. Because especially since like, it is hard to sleep because I can hear you playing in the background and I want to join. So there's a part of you that can't really sleep because there's all this like adrenaline and excitement that's going through you too.
And you drink coffee and like it's just like,
so you're just sitting, you're just lying there like, I need to sleep but I can't sleep. And that's probably the hardest part of not wanting to sleep / like not being able to sleep. Even though you're obviously very tired.
Man, that was like everything you said. That was such a fun stream though. Like that 20 hours went by so fast.
I know. All right. Another question by Tingle is his thoughts on the DMCA problem on Twitch currently.
Our thoughts on that? I mean, okay, let's be honest. It's just something that was, it's a matter of time that it happened. People using...
I'm not surprised it wasn't a thing before.
Yeah. And I think yeah, man, there's nothing you can do. I mean, you're right. We're just playing music that we don't own. But it is like you can't do that on YouTube. You can only take somebody's clip for like 6 seconds or whatever the rule was. And our VODs used to get muted all the time. Yeah. And I don't think Twitch is any exception to that. And with the mass side, the amount of people that are just, and how like SR is a thing. Yeah. How SR is like just a thing that's on there that's that everybody has as a command and stuff. In our minds we're like, man, Twitch, Amazon really doing like helping us out here, like us content creators, just like muting the VOD. That's so nice of them. Like then we can actually enjoy it. That's a really nice. But we now know that it was just something kind of under the table until now. But it does suck because like we have to. There's like a lot of songs that I'm like, I want to share it. I would normally be like, Blue, I found this song, put it in the intro. There are songs like I want to listen to with everyone sometime, but we can't anymore, and that does suck. But it is understandable. So I don't think much of it, really. Not much of it as in like I think it makes sense for people that are making music. That are maybe like as a hobby or part of a community that don't have copyrighted music. This is like an amazing chance for them to be like, hey, would you want to use this for, the stream, and that you can actually use music, because streamers need music right now. Music is like very important for like openings, the endings. It depends on, maybe you play a game and the intro for that you want to make it different. Like for 7R, we had the 7 Final Fantasy music playing with the wallpaper and stuff like that. So if the people that are out there that can make music, like music content creators, I think this is a great chance for them to really like, be able to promote their stuff if they're okay with them on stream, to be able to play it on stream, give them full permission. So to a very niche group of creators that can easily be active on Twitch, I think it's a great chance. I think it's good for them. And we've been lucky enough that we have people already that let us use their music. because music is a huge part of our stream, and it does take away the SR element of it. So the user experience for like community might be a little I miss SR kind of situation, and we miss SR, but
I miss the sound commands like Sephiroth and stuff that
Oh,
we had
yeah.
to take down, which but that's also expected too, so
yeah,
there's not much we could do.
yeah, we just gotta follow. Yep. It's worse for people that are like huge streamers that have a vault of VODs and clips that have copyrighted
Yeah, because
music.
they had to go through all of that and delete that.
You can get paid. People should get paid to go through that and delete that.
Yeah.
That's a crazy job. I think sucks more for them.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so next question is by Fuchan.
Hey,
What's your opinion on the discovery of? Apparently, there's a dinosaur that used to be a land dweller, and now it's a water dweller. They figured out it used to live in the water, like an alligator.
So the truth comes out. Live in Mizu or die, is what it is.
Yeah.
Mizu is the truth. That's my opinion on that. Thank you, Fuchan.
Yes, thank you, Fuchan, for the dinosaur question. And another one is
He had a huge list of questions.
yeah. So I'm just gonna pick a few.
Yeah,
But would you rather travel 1,000 years into the past or 1,000 years into the future? I say future. You guys know why?
Why?
Because I want to be an android.
That's not how that works.
Yes, it is.
You don't
Yes,
just,
it is.
You don't just
No, because if you
turn
travel
into something different.
No. It opens up the possibility of me becoming an android. So why would I choose anything else if I can have that kind of sliver chance of me being an android and replacing this whole thing with mechanical parts? Because I want to be a glowing android lady, like in Cyberpunk. That's like my dream. So I don't want this body anymore. I could just throw it away.
It's not more of like because the past there's horrific things in the past rather than I'd rather take a shot at something that I've never seen before. So
no, I just want to become an android. Yeah, fuck all that.
Okay. I would pick future too because let's go see the unknown, man. Let's go see where this fucking.
No, you want to be an android too.
Well, you're gonna probably force me into being one, so I really don't have a choice there. So I'll live that life. But besides that, like, maybe it's just because this year has been just so dog shit.
Yeah.
But if this is any, and we already know the past. There's some good things that happened in the past, bad things that happened in the past, and a lot of the cool things that happened in the past seem to come out of other terrible things in friction, like music and stuff. Like really cool music comes out from horrible, horrible times. You know what I mean? Like good music always comes from big friction and stuff like that. And I don't know if I really want to live that. So, and it might happen in the future. Most likely will happen in the future. But there's so many things that are unknown that get created. I want to see more things get made that we haven't seen yet and we can't even fathom yet. So let's go to the future.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, next one is, let's see. All right, so this one's a question by Matt.
Hey.
It's probably a common question, but partner when?
Hey.
Gotta get them emotes.
Yeah, I want to get those emotes too, man. Dude, can't wait till hopefully we can someday get that partner badge just so we can get more emotes and stuff like that. But we just don't have the requirements.
Yeah. So once we get that, we'll definitely apply.
Yeah. What is it? It's 75, and then you have the button that actually shows up.
Yeah.
You physically can't apply unless you have 75 now. So, and we're right now, as of now, I think we're
like 60 or something. 60, like low
average.
60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fucking crazy, guys.
It is.
That's really high for us. So
I can't believe it's already at 60
guys.
because I think it was last year we were at 30s, 40s.
30, 40s.
So,
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys. That's all you guys, man. Thank you.
All right, and then another one is so Isekai disbanded. What happened, and will blluist join a new team? That's also from Matt.
Well, that's a good question. So for some people that know, you want to talk about it, or I've been
Well, I
talking
mean,
a
like-
lot this podcast. Like there's so much that I want to talk about.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of it's like something we've already discussed before, and we both agree on. So, you're just better at speaking sometimes than I am, which I'm very grateful for. So, so with isekai, it's just a lot of what was talked about was, everyone got really, really busy, and it was very difficult to handle things on like a team basis, where a lot of people just couldn't really put a lot of time into isekai as a team. And since we wanted to do a lot of like team events and things that we could do as like an actual team, not just as a group of friends, and of course that requires a lot of time and effort and a lot of responsibility on everyone's parts. It is really difficult when a lot of people in our team were very busy with like outside stuff, and of course their own team or their own stream as well. And so it was just a lot of like schedule conflicts and whatnot, and we just thought it would be better if we just kind of took a break from the whole team thing, focus on our own thing, and then maybe in the future we can all find something.
We still have a group chat where we all talk, so it's not like we ended on bad terms or anything like that. It's just it just wasn't working as a team. Yeah.
So,
and as of teams, I don't know. We did talk about this, but I don't think so. I don't think
we're not really interested in joining any teams at the moment.
In the near future, the only reason why we decided we've actually been invited to teams before, and we've kindly declined. We really appreciated that people wanted us on their team, but we declined them all. The reason why we picked isekai was because, have you seen the fucking team? Like, holy shit. Like, we didn't know any of these people personally before, and to be able to be on that team, like, there's so many possibilities in my mind of what we could do, what we could accomplish. Like,
it's a really cool group of people.
Yeah, and it just and that was like the main reason why.
Yeah.
But so if an opportunity like that ever comes again, maybe, but just in general, running a team, and we didn't even run the team, to be able to do something in a productive team, it takes a lot of effort. A lot of effort, a lot of dedication, and we don't want to do something that doesn't, like, just to put the little name on there. And even with such a great team like isekai, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
So for now, I think we're just gonna go
solo,
go blluist
for now,
and the fam. So. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows though? But that's just like what I think right now. But like, who knows?
Yeah, we'll see.
But
we'll see. It's all very like situational, of course.
Yeah.
And I do apologize for Anu barking. He's a little needy right now.
Yeah. Good. So thank you guys so much for asking those questions. We really appreciate it. We'll be doing the questions every month.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah. So are you ready for season 3, Blue?
Yeah. There's a lot of games we want to play, so I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. It's going to be so fun to stream it together. And I hope everybody here that's listening to this, that's watching this on YouTube, still likes us to be able to
join us for season 3.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys in the next episode of the Band Podcast. Dude, how's the new setup, by the way? It's good, right?
Yeah. I think it's a lot better than us being on our desk.
Right? And this is just our BB setup.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, Blue, we should just try and record the podcast. And you're like, that's going to be a lot of work to move everything. I was like, nah. And it was, yeah, it was. But I want to keep,
we have to move everything. Yeah. So, yeah.
So
but I hope it's worth it.
Yeah. I think it looks nice.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys in the next Band Podcast. All right. Take care, guys.